Hello, hola. Hello, guys. Here I am again, Cathy Solange. For those who don't know who I am yet, I'm here. I do true crime. I do my makeup at the same time, and I like to drink my vino. Very important. Emphasis on the vino because it's very important. If this is something that you like, do subscribe and do share and comment. Let me know. Write a recommendation. I need to know that I should still carry on doing these videos. All of the makeup that I will be wearing, it will be in the description box below. If you have any questions, I am here and I can answer your questions. Today, I'm going to turn up with my foundation already done and my contour because it's a slightly shorter story. If you need to know how it was done, just please watch the last episode because I've copied the exact same thing and I've used the same products too. Warning, in this video, I'll be talking about murder, torture, and much more. So caution is needed. Today we will be talking about Angela Simpson. So I will be turning up with half my makeup done. Okay? See you in a bit. I will be starting by talking about her childhood. There is a little problem this time around where there is not much information out there about her childhood. What we do know is by the time that she was 10 years old, she was already in and out of mental institutions. We don't know what her mental issues are. Again, it's not out there. It hasn't really been talked about. But you can imagine as a child, if you're in and out of mental institutions, you're not going to have you're not going to have a normal life, which she didn't. When she was very young, she started doing drugs when she would get out of these mental institutions. And so she committed a crime and then she would go to prison. She would come back out of prison. She needed drugs again. She would commit a crime and it was a vicious circle that she was living in. So she also became a sexual worker to help her with her drug abuse. I forgot to mention her age. She was born on the 29th of November 1975, and that's as far as I know from her childhood. And yeah, that's it. That's all I know. She had a few reliable punters, as you call them, or I don't know, clients, customers. And one of these guys was called Terry Neely. He was 46 years old, and he also liked to party. He liked drugs. In his younger years, he also robbed places just like she did. He had a big criminal record. But by the age of 46, he was living in a care home and he couldn't really walk very well. So he had an electric wheelchair to help him get around. On the 2nd of August 2009, Angela decided to go to Terry and said to him, look, I've got drugs here and I fancy having lots of sex. Do you want to come back to my flat and do that? What did Terry do? No, love. No, don't worry about it. I'm fine. No, obviously not. He went, yeah, of course. Yeah, let's go to your flat. So they make it into the flat, and let me stop there. The reason why I chose this crime was because it's so bizarre. After she was arrested, she has done so many interviews and she's so cold and so detached from what she did. Still has no remorse. And she still...
You murdered this man.
Yes,
You tortured him.
of course.
There is no ambiguity and there is nothing you want to... In court today you said you're not here to pretend to be remorseful.
Of course not. Why would I do that?
And yeah, it's just very, very weird. And so everything that I'm going to say that happened, Angela, she actually gave detail to the police bit by bit about what happened. And also we have the forensic science to top it up as well. So they make it into the flat, and straight away, Angela wastes no time and she hits him over the head 3 times until he starts bleeding. And you can imagine he's very confused by what's happening. I came here for sex and for drugs, duh. She kept him in the house for 3 days. And when I say she kept him in the house, I mean like she tortured him for 3 full days. That man suffered. So apart from the blows on the head, what she would do is she would do little cuts now and then. Okay, let me start. Every hour, let's say, she would do 3 cuts. So he hurts and he's bleeding and he's crying and he's in pain. Then an hour later, she would put cigarettes out on him. She also wouldn't let him go to the toilet. For 3 days, he was sitting in his own feces. She wouldn't let him go to the toilet, and with the pain, apparently he did a lot of shitting. I wonder why. She would also systematically cut him on the neck, not big enough for him to die, but just big enough to be a severe pain, and he could see all the blood running down his body. But that's not the worst thing, to be honest. The worst thing is she did all of this while he's sitting on his wheelchair with a huge mirror in front of him. She wanted him to watch everything she was doing to him while he couldn't move and he was in severe pain. She did that during 3 full days, just systematically giving him more pain, so much so that his wounds they started to heal, like his first wounds from the first day, they started to kind of heal. That just shows like how much she would cut here, and then the next day she'll cut there, and then an hour later there. It was just horrible what she did to him. On the third day, apparently, according to the madam herself, she got bored of it. He wasn't really responding much to the pain because it's been 3 days, and he started to get quite weak, and she didn't like that. So she decided, okay, fine, I've had enough. And she put a cord around her neck and she finished the job. And he died, which is a good thing because 3 days is more than enough. So next, she decided she had to cut him into little pieces and get rid of his body. But she tried cutting the legs and she didn't do very well. I guess she didn't know that human bodies are a little bit harder to cut than just an animal. And so she kind of started cutting him. It didn't work. She managed to do, I think, an arm or something else, an arm on a foot or something like that, but she wasn't successful at that. So she decided to burn him. She tried to do that too. He was on his wheelchair. She tried to burn him there. Didn't really work out very well again. She didn't really plan things very well, did she? She finds this metal garbage thing where she puts his body in there and sets it on fire, and that it was successful. So the 5th of August 2009, that's when they discovered the body. Now, the body was burning outside the church, and the people that came out of the church, they saw the rubbish burning, and they called the fire brigade. The fire brigade gets there to put out the fire, and that's when they noticed that it was a human body. And then they called the police to come and get the human body. The church was very nice. They even suggested to everyone, if they had anyone in the area, if they were feeling sad or concerned or anything like that, to come over and to just pray with them. And it's not a normal thing to see. You go to your church to pray and then there's a dead body there on fire. The police didn't have any suspects. They also didn't have the wheelchair with them, so there was nowhere they could look for any clues. Until on that same day that she murdered Terry, she also met up with one of her friends to commit a robbery. Unfortunately, that robbery didn't go well and they got arrested. When the police went to the care home to look at the videotapes to see who was the last person that saw him, they saw Angela. And then that's when people said to the police, oh yes, they've been hanging around for a while. They're kind of friends. They hang around for a bit. They like to do drugs together and he likes sex. So she was in custody at that time. The police went to interview her and she admitted to absolutely everything. She didn't deny one bit. The police asked why she did that, and she said that snitches get stitches. That he told us several times that he told the police about many people, and because of that, those people were then in prison right now. I need to mention that, as I Now, I need to remind you all that she was in and out of prison all this time, so she lived by the street code of, do not be a snitch, because you get bitten for 3 days without end. I forgot to also mention, apart from all the beatings that she also hammered a nail into his forehead right at the front so he could see it properly in the mirror. She's telling all these things to the police without any problem at all and just saying, he snitched people up, so that's why I did it. She did not deny anything for what she did. She gave them all the details. They eventually found his electric wheelchair in the back of her house, and they were able to see, take fabrics from things that were in her room. In her flat, they just only found that big mirror, a big tub of bleach, and just like all carpets were ripped out. There was no furniture there apart from just the one sofa that it was all like ripped. So we're not even like truly, we all know what we're doing here. We're not even sure if she was living there or not, or if that's, I just have to drink more. If she was truly living there, or if that was just a house to do drugs and do her sex work, or if she was actually living in a place like that. She was arrested and got life and for the kidnap, murder and torture. Plus she got another 14 years on the top of that for other charges. So she's definitely not getting out anytime soon. Now there is a little twist into this, or I don't know if I should call it twist, because it's just theories that people think that has happened. Some people don't believe that the reason why she killed him was because of him being a snitch, because she's been in prison for so many times in such a long time. She's also got married with someone in the prison, so I presume it's a woman. Not quite sure if it's a woman or not, but she even said in an interview that going back to prison and spending time with her family, she calls it the people there her family, that is not really something that she's scared of. She enjoys being in prison with all her friends. The other theories are, they think that she just wanted to go back to prison, so she just chose a random man that would come to her house and she could just kill him and go back to prison. I don't really believe that theory, because why torture him for 3 days in the way that she did? If that's what she wanted, just going back to prison, you could just kill him. You would go and get life. So I'm not sure about that one. The other theory is, according to the caretakers where he lived, he could be a little bit racist. And as we know, he used to go to her to have sex, and she would have to perform all kind of things with him in the wheelchair. So I don't know which one it is, but I'm not sure I would go with that conspiracy that she did that to go back to prison. Maybe it was a little bit of everything. She wanted to go back to prison and she wanted to be with her family or whatever, wife or whatever it is. But the torture bit, that's just a bit much. That is a lot. But I can believe a little bit more that she did it because he was racist, and also because she wanted to go to the prison. But either way, awful, just absolutely terrible. What a horrible woman and a horrible 3 days. As I said, there's loads and loads and loads of interviews of her there doing her thing.
Help me understand. For 3 days, I know the crimes of passion or something, and in the heat of the moment, but to spend 3 days driving nails into a guy's head and pulling his teeth out.
Right.
Why?
I found it necessary.
And they're very cold. What a horrible, horrible, horrible woman. One could say she's on my list of evil people. So guys, I have to thank you again for listening to me today. It's actually a Friday night and I am ready to go out. Definitely need to go and do some clubbing of some sort with all this on. But I'm liking it. I hope you guys liked it too. And thank you. And I hope whatever you are doing today, or on Tuesday when this video is released, that you have a very good day and that you watch my next video in 2 weeks' time again. So I thank you for all your support and your comments, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope you liked it. Ciao.